My name is Carla Waddles. I am the showrunner and executive producer of Bel-Air, and you are tuned into According to Portia.
Welcome to the show. My name is Portia Monique, and today I'll be your host. And today we're sitting down with the brilliant creative force behind one of the most impactful reimaginings in modern television, a native Detroiter. What up, though?
What up, though?
Whose vision, voice, and leadership has shaped the emotional core of Bel-Air. Please welcome showrunner and executive producer Carla Banks Waddles.
Thank you.
So I do want to get right into it because I know we don't have a lot of time, but if you could
Yeah.
briefly walk us through your journey. How did you get from Detroit, the streets of Detroit, Motown, to being an executive producer as well as a showrunner?
Yes. Well, I've got to truncate that journey. It's a long journey,
Yeah.
but I will say that, I was always writing as a kid in Detroit and doing puppet shows and all that stuff. And then ended up going to Northwestern and majoring in journalism and didn't want to do that kind of writing, wanted to do the creative writing. And what brought me out to California was USC and doing their graduate screenwriting program because I wanted to do creative writing. And there was a woman, a Black woman, who came and spoke to our class and talked about this television staff writing. I was like, it makes sense. So that was when I got the bug, and I've been out here doing it for 27 years now. So
Yeah.
it's been a
So you
journey.
you started at like 5 or something? Girl, because you
Yes,
look
exactly. I was two. I was in diapers. I wrote my first script.
yes, A, B, C, D, one, two, three. Listen, so I want to talk about the creative vision and the final season, right? Of course, you inherited such an iconic universe and reshaped it for a new generation to see. As you approach this final season, what emotional truth or thematic anchor guided your storytelling?
Well, we knew this was the final season, so it was really bringing all the pieces together and the storytelling that we love, that the fans love, and the fans really wanted it to feel like a thank you letter to the fans that have been riding with us from the first season, when everyone was skeptical about why are they doing this? Nobody asked for this, and like staying with us and saying like, okay, I see what this is. I see what they're trying to do. It's not the original, but it has hints of it, but it's different and we kind of like it. So just really wanting to go into the final season to say thank you for staying with us, being open to this journey. And loving the show. And the worst thing is to start a show and then stay with it and then get to the end and being like, ah, wonk, wonk. You want it to feel
Um,
like a joyous celebration.
yeah.
So just wanting to bring all those pieces together and not making it feel like an ending, but a new beginning for all these characters.
I love it. And speaking of a new beginning, of course, you reintroduced this beloved universe through dramatic and more contemporary lens, so to speak. In your view, what cultural conversations has the series pushed forward since its debut?
So many, like when I ask people, people say, well, I love the show. I always say, well, why do you love it? Why do you watch it? And, people will say, I've had conversations with my kids in the home about mental health and how you doing and checking on, kids um, and even, kids that are deemed, successful and given everything. You don't have to come from, 8 Mile in Detroit and be on the struggle bus a little bit to have, issues. Like
Yeah,
all kids are struggling with something. So I think even the conversations that people are having around mental health and their children, mental health and little Black boys, vulnerability in Black kids and Black boys. So it's led to so many conversations. And I think even the radical honesty sort of conversation with Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv. People have
yeah,
said in their marriages having more honest conversations when they're going through conflict. So I think it's opened up a lot of conversations in people's homes that I
yeah.
hear about that I love.
Yeah, yeah. Bel-Air, of course, is produced by a powerhouse team, including you, Will Smith, Morgan Cooper, Quincy Jones. What has collaboration with this group taught you about sustaining excellence under pressure?
I mean, the television is such a collaborative sport. It
Mhm.
is everybody bringing everything to the table and working with such a talented team and everybody sort of being in the same, having that vision that Morgan had from his viral short. and supporting that vision and kind of being in this boat together and just rowing it forward. And you need a team. You need a team because,
Yeah.
I don't do this by myself.
Mhm.
It's a phenomenal writer's room. I think that's where it starts. It's all the directors. It's this phenomenal cast of nine, bringing their A game every day. It's the crew. It's just everybody bringing all of it. It's not a solo mission.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of the writer's room, of course, it's known for its emotional intelligence and cultural specificity. What were your non-negotiables when shaping the tone and nuance of this new Bel-Air?
Non-negotiables. I say that, there's so much in the world that makes us sad. There's so much trauma. We can,
Mm,
see the headlines every day and feel that. So even though I wanted Bel Air to talk about real issues and not shy away and feel like cotton candy every day, I didn't want it to feel traumatic and
yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
Because we have a lot of stories in our life, that don't have to deal with trauma, and those stories have their place, but I didn't want people to come to this and just feel bad when they walked away. Like I just, the weight of the world can be on our shoulders, and I didn't want this show to feel like that. So I would think in terms of non-negotiables, just wanting it to feel real and grounded and nuanced, but also joyful and
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure you've accomplished that. So thank you so much for being another part of cultural history.
Yeah.
Now, show running, when it comes to show running, a lot of people don't necessarily know what you guys do, right? So if you could say in 3 words,
Oh
what
Lord.
does a showrunner do?
3 words. Everything.
Right.
How about just one word? Everything.
Uh-huh.
It's hard to encapsulate because you are the captain of a large ship.
Yeah,
And I would say visionary is a good word. Um, and leadership,
yeah, yeah.
collaboration, listening. There's so many
Just
words.
there, let me continue.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
okay.
so in that same vein, what leadership philosophy guided you through the pressures of a culturally iconic project?
I think listening, knowing what you don't know, trusting your collaborators, not being so rigid with the vision that you're not allowing other people in, and just
Mm,
hiring a great team and trusting them,
mhm.
but having a
Yeah,
vision and feeling the weight of the responsibility of an iconic show.
yeah,
But also, you kind of have to let that go because it can be crippling if you think about it too much. So you really just have to sort of go, okay,
yeah,
we all feel the reverence and respect for what that was because we
mhm.
love it too. But we got to create our own lane,
Yeah.
and we've got to tell our own stories that create a new lane for this. So.
You've had such an incredible run. And as you close this chapter, what do you hope young Black creators, especially some of those from Detroit, take
Right.
away from your journey?
I think just the journey to dream, because again, I grew up off of 8 Mile in Detroit, just a kid with a dream who knew that had something in them, didn't know how to get there. And LA seemed like such a distant land, such a fantasy land. So whatever that dream is, whatever you have inside you, it's not too big. And if
Yeah.
somebody tells you it is, ignore that. Follow what's in your heart, because I think we were all born and we come here with something in us.
Mhm.
So just listening to that and going for that.
Going forward. The whole dreaming thing, I think it's so underplayed and undervalued when it comes to chasing your dreams. Like it's so cliche, chase your dreams. But if you do, you can end up in situations and seats such as yourself, you
Yeah,
know, a young
absolutely.
Black girl from Detroit now shaping culture. Last
Absolutely.
question for you. If
Yeah.
you could leave the audience with one message about family identity growth as they watch the season finale, what would that be?
I would say just love and redemption. Love and redemption. We've seen this Banks family go through some changes. We've seen them be messy. We've seen them have regrets, say things to each other, especially in that father-son relationship with Will and his dad. But there's also redemption and healing on the other side. There's nothing that can't be healed with love.
Thank you, Carla, for giving us a final season rooted in truth, beauty, and evolution. Of course, your work has reshaped a cultural classic and gifted a new generation with their own coming of age story. We
Mm.
can't wait to see what in the world is next for you and that you're going to build. And if you know, you can drop it.
Baby Cakes Productions. Look out for Baby Cakes Productions because we're still cooking and creating and bringing, we want to bring more television shows that resonate with the culture.
Baby Cakes Production. I love it. Tell us, where can we follow you online, social wise, as well as personal?
Yes, I'm on Instagram, CM Waddles, and Baby Cakes Production is also on Instagram now. So,
I love it.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the bonding moment for Detroit,
Yes,
and showing all type of Detroiters, not just young girls, women, black people, but everyone that a dream is possible. Go chase it. We appreciate
absolutely.
you.
Amen. Thank you, Portia.
Amen. Take care.